everyone, thank you for joining us on Technology Thursday. We're currently on day 3 after the circuit breaker. Hope everyone is doing well. So for today's session, it's about leveraging tech to increase customer engagement in how F&B businesses can find new ways and digitalize to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. This will be shared by our speaker, Mr. Eric Chia, founder of Avocado, and F&B founder that already did overcome the situation, Mr. Ee Ren, founder of Sauté Group. This will be a 1-hour webinar with Q&A right at the end of the sessions. Please feel free to drop a question in the Q&A box during the presentation itself. Lastly, we apologize in advance if connection is a bit unstable or some form of lagging during the presentations. Now, without further ado, let us have our first speaker, Eric, to kick off today's sessions. So Eric, please.
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Eric, and I'm from Avocado. I'm very happy today, this afternoon, to share with you a little bit more about Avocado and also how you can focus on consumer engagement to really skyrocket your business. So without further ado, allow me to share my screen and we'll dive straight into the presentation. So let me introduce you and share with you what Avocado is. Avocado is cloud consumer engagement CRM for businesses of any size. And we help businesses in F&B, beauty and wellness, sports and fitness, and retail. We help them use a cloud software to grow and manage their customers and bring them back again and again using marketing automation. By doing that, they will have more revenue, they will win more regulars, and we do this without the need of using cards or getting consumers to download any applications. So Avocado has been around for 3 years plus, and now we are mainly in 2 key markets, Singapore and Thailand. We also service merchants from Philippines, Hong Kong, Indonesia, and we have more than 700 paying outlets. And right now we have more than 1.1 million consumers on our platform. And our mission really is to empower merchants in engaging their customers to be their advocates, hence the name Avocado. And how we do that is that we focus on helping businesses to excel and master consumer engagement. In a McKinsey Global Survey, C-level business executives rate customer engagement as the top strategic priority of all their business initiatives, above big data analytics, even innovation of products. And there are research that shows that companies with improved engagement increase cross-sell by 22%, drive upsell revenue from 13 to 51%, and also increase order sizes from 5 to 85%. So it is very clear there's a very close relationship between profits and engaged consumers. But for many SMEs, they still have these key problems with consumer engagement. Collecting customer data is really tedious. A lot of times you see that customer need to download a native app, or they go into the store, they fill in a specific form, whether it's physical or digital. And in times like this, COVID-19, where businesses, storefronts are shut, there's even more difficulty to collect customers' information. And a lot of the times, retail businesses, what they do is that they run some sort of loyalty or membership program surrounding points and stamps. And we see that this actually drives up directly the cost of the business without being able to have a very predictable way to increase customers' revisit or revenue. And even if you have a CRM that you collect customers' information, we see that a lot of the merchants, what they do is that this data just sits there and does nothing, simply because they soon realize that they actually need to hire a staff or a small team of people to actually make sense of this data manually to go and re-engage these customers. And we can see the re-engagement of consumers typically is manual, laborious, time-consuming, and costly. And last but not least, we also see that a lot of times it is impossible for when they run a campaign to know exactly how the campaign works, simply because they cannot track any information or data, and they're just firing blanks. So enter Avocado. Avocado is able to help businesses to enroll members very quickly, under 15 seconds, without the need of issuing cards or getting consumers to download applications. And we also help businesses to instantly boost their revenue and cash flow using prepaid items, paid memberships, store credits, and this kind of mechanisms. Typically, they also help to drive more motivation for the consumers to come back and visit. Avocado also has a fully automated marketing bot. And what it means is that all you need to do is just set the rules once, and the system will continuously engage your most relevant consumers in your CRM to bring them back again and again. So you can just focus on doing the best thing that you do, and that is to delight your customers when they're back in your store. And last but not least, Avocado will also collect demographic, behavior, and purchase information, so much so that you can understand your customers better for future upselling. In short, Avocado is a cloud CRM for B2C SMEs to grow and manage their customer base and bring them back again and again using marketing automation. By doing that, they have additional revenue and cash flow, increased repeat business, savings in manpower, and a huge reduction in the cost for enterprise-grade CRM. So at this particular point, I think the best way to actually show you is to actually go through a live demonstration. And I would like to enroll the help of Cindy. Cindy, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Wow, so excited. Okay, so I'm just going to exit my presentation screen and I'm just going to go to the next page over here. If you look at here, what happens is that you get to see the storefront app of Advocado. So what happens is that this Avocado is a PWA, progressive web application. So there's no native app to download, and this storefront app can exist whether it's on an iPad or whether it's on a mobile phone. Specifically for Ee Ren and Sauté Group, they are using the iPad. So this particular screen simulates like how it looks like on the iPad. And right now we're just going to do a very quick role play between me as well as Cindy. So Cindy, you are the customer. I am the cashier of this fictitious cafe, Star Cafe. Okay. So imagine right now you're about to finish your purchase. You have a coffee with you, and I, as a cashier, will ask this very simple question: Miss, are you a member yet?
Oh, no leh. Is there any ways to be a member?
Wow, you're so excited to be a member. Yes, you should be a member. You know why? Because number one, membership is free. Number two, yay! And today, the coffee that you buy, I can turn it into a 5% cashback for your future redemption, so that there's a discount. So in order to be a member, all I need you to do is to enter your mobile number. So can I have a mobile number, please?
Oh, sure. 93
93
58 50
50
48.
48. And for the very first time of people using Avocado, we need them to enter a 4-digit PIN that they can remember to secure their redemptions. And for demonstration purpose, I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the very first time, we also need the consumer to also agree to the PDPA. So if you imagine with me, Cindy will click on I have read and agreed, and I click agree. So you can see, guys, in less than 15 seconds, without the need of issuing cards or getting Cindy to download any application, she is now a user of Star Cafe's system. And if today I want to give Cindy a 5% cashback, I just click on earn, and I'll say that today maybe she spent about $14.80. So what we do is I collect $14.80 and process it through the POS, and I'll click confirm. And now she has 74 cents in her account. And I'll do something unique in this particular situation, shall I? So I will do something very interesting with Cindy, and specifically is that, hey, miss, now that you're a member, we have a members only promotion, So the promotion is that if you buy 12 coffees now, you pay $40, you save $10. You don't need to drink the 12 coffees today, because you can drink one after another. So would you like to go for it? So let's say she say yes, she wants to go for it. I'll click on top up, and I'll click on 12, and I collect $40 from her, and I process it through the POS, and I'll click confirm. And now she has 12 coffees in her account. And let's say today she wants to drink one coffee, and I'll click on redeem, and redeem one coffee, and you ask her to actually enter her redemption PIN. So for demonstration purpose, if you remember, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and click next. And now she has this left. And with all this, Cindy, you should be receiving some SMS now, right?
You have redeemed one coffee at Star Cafe.
Yeah, cool, successful. See, all through virtual conferencing. So you can see how simple Avocado is without the need of getting consumers to download any applications, filling in forms, or giving them cards. You can just very quickly enroll them using just a mobile number. And it's also secure simply because it is a PIN that they can remember. If they forget the PIN, just press a button and the new PIN is sent to their mobile number. And other than prepaid item and cashback, you can see Avocado is really flexible. You can see like there are also vouchers, store value, stamps, points, referrals, and many other different mechanisms for you to re-engage your consumers and tailor it specifically for your needs as a business. And also with this, now you can also have the access to the backend of the system. Here, this is the master backend of the merchant. And what they can do is that, for example, if they will click on this and they can see that this last number, this and this number, and you can see the history of Cindy. You can see that for cashback, this is something that she did. She spent $14.80. She also did a top of 12 copies and redeemed one at this specific time. And it's being handled by Daniel at this specific outlet. Therefore, all this information is within your fingertips. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. So back to my presentation. So you can see that Avocado, even though it's one CRM, one loyalty and membership CRM, it has unlimited possibilities. And over here are our actual customers' marketing materials. And you can see it range from all different kinds of industry, from car grooming to gyms to all different kinds of F&B, whether it is a quick serve F&B, casual dining, or even sit-down dining F&B. And I want to show you something that's actually very critical and important, essential to us. In Avocado, we have this thing called the customer engagement pyramid. And how this thing is that we see that not all customers are the same. And everyone that is as a consumer of a business, they all start off with the first level, and that is the suspects. These suspects are people who actually go online, see your online ad, pass your store, see some promotion, maybe see your storefront, but never ever step into the shop. Prospects are customers who are interested enough to step into the shop, or if they go to an online shop, they actually put in some items and put it into a shopping cart, but actually never buy anything. And that goes to the next level, and that is customers. So customers are people who actually bought something from you, whether it's in your store, retail store, or whether it's an online store. And the next level of that is regulars, of which the customers come back again and again on a regular basis. And last but not least, the highest level on the customer engagement pyramid is advocates, raving fans, or what I call avocados. These guys are the guys that actually, without you paying them, they'll evangelize about your business. They love your business and they love your products, love your service so much. They will tell your friends all about it. They even drag their friends to go and patronize your business. Isn't that great or awesome? And that is why we created Avocado, because we want to have a very systematic as well as technological way to actually help you to grow and nurture your customer base for them from a suspect all the way to become an avocado. And to share with you how we actually do this in real life and how flexible and powerful Avocado is, this is something that we did for our merchant, Sweet Monster. And if you look on the right-hand side of this standee, you can see the membership program. So on the bottom side, you can see basic member is free and they get 5% cashback. And if you like Sweet Monster, you can be their VIP member for $20 a year. And for $20, you get $30 voucher, 3 times $10 voucher, and on top of that, the 5% now becomes 10% cashback. And to get started, all you need to do is to scan this QR code on the left-hand side, and in less than 15 seconds, you're now the basic member. Very easy, right? So with this, you can see how easy we can get a consumer started and bring them and bring back if you remember the consumer engagement pyramid, how we're getting the consumer from the customer level to go up to the next level, and that's to be the regular. And we do not just engage them at the customer level, which most loyalty and membership programs do, which is like at the store, you say, oh, you want to buy something, or do you want to be a member and stuff like that. But we also engage them at the suspect and prospect level when they see an online ad or a poster on the street or a flyer. So whether they click on the ad, whether they scan a QR code, within seconds now they are in your CRM, waiting to patronize your business, waiting to buy your product and services, and for you to nurture this relationship further. Very cool, right? And just to show you how flexible Avocado can be, there are two more examples here. And on the left is 2 wings, and you can see very quickly that the membership benefits is based on spending a year. So how much they spend in a specific year, and they move up the different tiers of the membership. And on the right is for a quick serve business for ice cream. And you can see that other than enrolling them in membership, we can also use QR offers to give them like a free scoop of ice cream. So when someone scans this QR code, and now we're very used to scanning QR code, right? Because now we go to the malls, we go to whatever, in order to go into the mall, we need to scan this safe entry thing, right? So, and therefore it's also as easy for someone, it's easy for you to acquire this technology, for someone to scan a QR code to be part of your CRM. And specifically, so when someone scans this, the free scoop of ice cream is now in their account waiting for them to go to the store to redeem. And this don't just work for in-store redemption. We also can use QR offers to give out promo codes for your online stores. So it's really flexible, really powerful, and it's really up to you to think out of the box on how you can use this to really grow and manage and also re-engage your customer base. So and the most amazing thing is that to get started on Avocado, you can do that really, really fast. If you're in a hurry and you have everything ready, you can actually get started in a few hours. And to make it even easier for you, Avocado is also a pre-approved PSG vendor. What it means is that when you take up Avocado CRM, you can enjoy 80% grant support from the government for the first year. So it's one of the best times to actually think really about how can you digitalize your consumer engagement. So moving on, the next segment, I'd like to share about our consumer engagement strategy. Okay, it is really simple. If you look at the bottom side, it's actually just 2-pronged. Number 1, grow a strong customer base, and 2, bring the customers back again and again using marketing automation. But before I dive into this consumer engagement strategy, I'd like to touch on this. It is common knowledge that most people know this, that acquiring a new customer is significantly more expensive than retaining existing customers. But while we know this information, we only see this actually happening more with big companies like Starbucks and Uniqlo. They really focus on retaining existing customers and increasing the lifetime value, LTV, of the existing customers. And in reality, most retail SMEs, whether they're in the F&B, retail, beauty and wellness, they're actually skewed to one end of the spectrum. They are focused on bringing in new customers and spending a ton of marketing dollars to do that. And the worst thing is, many actually do not have an effective way to capture these new customers when they're in the store or online or anywhere. Singaporeans are like that, right? If they come into the shop because of a deal, so what are the chances they actually will come back? Even just for a second time, chance is very low, right? And it's a vicious cycle. It's like a leaky bucket. This bucket, the hole is very big. You keep pouring water and water keeps coming out. And so what you need to do, you need to bring in more new customers. So what you really need to do is to close up this leaky bucket by collecting your customers' data and making sure it's your data, your customers, and you can reach out to them. When you bring in new customers, whether it's through Entertainer, Eatigo, Grab, Shopback, you should be able to get these customers to enroll into your CRM that you own. They are your customers, and you should know who they are and why they are coming back. And when you start to do this, you experience what our guest speaker, Ee Ren from Sauté Group is experiencing. So Sauté Group, while they have 2 outlets, they are seeing more than 2,000 customers coming back month on month on a regular basis. And to re-engage them to come back is simply a very, 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 very small fraction of the cost of acquiring a new customer. So I've spoken a lot, and let's go back to our strategy. It is simple, really. Once again, to recap, to grow a strong customer base and bring them back again and again using marketing automation. And just now earlier, you can see in the demonstration. It's very easy for us to just enroll them, whether they are in the store using a staff-initiated process or consumer-driven. For example, this particular standee here is from Coca. So this on every Coca table, if you want to have this deep fried fish skin, right, just scan this thing, and then on that same visit, you can actually get this deep fried fish skin. But what happens is that Coca now, because of this particular thing, you are now in a CRM and they'll be able to engage you over and over and over again. And once we use this very simple method to grow this customer base, that is where the magic starts, because that's where the marketing automation will kick in. And we affectionately call our marketing automation bot Advocate. And using Advocate, we use 3 specific strategies to bring the customers back. 1 is recovery, 2 is campaign alerts, and 3 is birthday offers. So how recovery works is that if and all this can be set by the merchant themselves. They can set, for example, if the customers are not back for 30 days, 60 days, 180 days, and you send a particular message to them, something like, we missed you, we've loaded $10 voucher in your account, we hope to see you again very soon. And campaign alerts is a way to create fear of missing out. You know, guys, every self-respecting Singaporean, not just Singaporean, Asians, whether you are Thai, Japanese, or Korean, if you got $28.60 cashback expiring in 2 weeks, the chance of you going back to the shop to actually use this money is very, very high. And last but not least is that on birthdays as well as anniversaries, what we want to do is that we want to delight the customers by sending them something like complimentary longevity buns and bottle of wine on the house. You see, the very interesting thing is this, right? We as consumers, we actually give out quite a bit of our information, including our birthdays, to many, many retailers. But actually near our birthday, on our birthday months, right, we actually receive very little information to go back. Why is that so? Simply because there isn't an easy way. And back to my initial problems, right? It typically is laborious, manual, time-consuming for the merchants to actually re-engage you on the specific time. With Avocado, all this is done automatically. And with that, I just want to bring you to the focus that we are wildly fanatic and obsessed, not just with onboarding customers with our technology, but creating real results for our merchants. And this is one of the reasons why our business works very, very well. If you look at this, you can see that the first point, they're able to have additional spending generated more than 200,000 in 6 months. And the second case, where it's 4 brands in a prime shopping area, they generated more than 530,000, and most importantly, there's additional recurring membership revenue, more than 40,000. Means year on year, they generate additional 40,000 on top of what they actually earn. And all these results are just a few of the many results that we created for most of our merchants. In our time, we have more than 500 brands on board in more than 700 of our locations across all different genres of industry, F&B, lifestyle, beauty and wellness, fitness, and many others. So if you look at what Avocado is commonly mistaken to be like a loyalty membership program. And Avocado is more than that. Avocado is truly an end-to-end B2C retailer engagement solution. And what you saw today is very quickly how we can engage your consumers when they're in the store and when they are out of the store, post-store, and how we bring them back again and again. And using some mechanics like QR offers, we're able to also engage them. We're also able to engage them using QR codes or prepaid items to go and bring them back. And this is the pre-store experience. And today I want to share with you something very, very exciting for us, because this is something that we've been working on it for months, and it is something we call Avocado Reach. So what is Avocado Reach? Avocado Reach is something that we've been working on for 18 months. And most people will know Avocado as a CRM, and we've served more than 700 outlets across a few markets. And in our journey, one of the most frequently asked top requests from our merchants is this: can you help us to get more new customers? And this is something that we are deeply passionate and invested on. If this question comes up so many times, right, I think it's really up to us to really figure out maybe a very, very nice way to actually, a very elegant way to go and handle this particular problem statement. And we've been working on this for more than 18 months. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory on this, right? So the typical solutions out there you can use to bring new customers are the deal platforms like Entertainer, Fave, Eatigo, Shopback, or even Grab to bring in new customers, and they generally work well. Okay, and if you remember what we talked about this afternoon, the most important thing is that, when we bring in these new customers, it's important for you to cover your leaky bucket by enrolling them into your CRM, whether it is staff initiated or consumer driven. Have multiple touch points to bring them into the CRM, and then use marketing automation to bring them back again and again. So if these typical channels work, then what other ways can we help businesses? It's always better to have other ways to bring new customers, right? So what other ways can we help businesses to get more new customers? And we realize one of the most underutilized tool is digital marketing. But what is the problem with digital marketing? So from our conversations, merchants in F&B and retail have a very skeptical view, or they're resigned to the fact that while it's important to have digital marketing, yielding tangible results is never guaranteed. Tangible results means when someone sees like an online ad or online content, banner or video, it is not guaranteed that you will turn into a conversion, let alone a sale. And one of the key reasons is that Google and Facebook algorithms keep changing every single month. And it is becoming increasingly challenging or almost impossible for digital marketing executives in in-house teams or even digital agencies to keep up to date. So a lot of ad spend is typically not optimized and down the drain. So we often hear merchants spending like $500, $1,000 a month on Facebook and Google only to get zero tangible results. So they might get likes, they might get comments on IG, but that's about it. So no lead generated, no sale. So one reason to this particular phenomenon also is because there's no easy mechanism for a casual online visitor to convert into a lead first, and therefore most campaigns are focused on generating only mindshare and brand awareness only. And typically, to handle this work in digital marketing, the merchants normally will have a small in-house team or to outsource to a digital marketing agency. And due to the lack of actual leads generated, merchants cannot see the ROI of doing digital marketing, and often very unhappy and dissatisfied with the work that the digital agency or the in-house team do. So they hop from agency to agency, or they change the in-house team very often. And in these challenging times, getting maximum bang for our buck becomes one of the most critical factors to survive. And that's where Avocado Reach is. So what is Avocado Reach? The best way to show you is actually to explain how it works. So when you decide to take up an Avocado Reach campaign, first, we will work together with you to come up with an offer. And two, we will develop and deploy these ad creatives based on a compelling digital strategy that will work for you. And third, we will use our proprietary technology, and we will determine what is the best way to show the ads to the best targeted market, not just on Facebook and IG, but all kinds of different websites, including in native apps. And when the visitors see these ads, step 4 is that they click on those ads and they claim your offer, and they're automatically added into your CRM. And most importantly is that you only need to pay for every new lead. So Avocado Reach is a purely performance-based marketing with ad spend that is included. So you must be thinking, so let me help you understand this a little bit better. And we have this comparison chart, right? So how are we different from marketing agencies? So typically, marketing agencies take about 2 to 3 weeks to get a campaign started. And for us, we work in an offer, complete the creatives, deploy it in about 3 days. I think that is really quick compared to what is available out there. And also, very, very important part is that a lot of times when we work with marketing agencies, they'll ask you, so how much budget you want to set for your Facebook or Google? For us specifically, all ad spend is included. And the next part actually is the most important thing. That is where we are very, very different. This is our secret sauce for getting the results. So we have a proprietary technology partnering with Facebook, IG, and many other digital marketing channels, and we're able to target more than 50,000 highly targeted customers for you. So you heard it right. We will help you to zero in and target more than 50,000 consumers that we know, determined by proprietary AI tech, that is most likely to become your customers. And we will deliver this offer to them on a specific ads, on the specific ad creatives, not just on Facebook and Google, but on all channels like websites and apps. I mentioned that. Everywhere, anywhere, to the warmest people that can be your potential customer. And the result is guaranteed lead. And this is what marketing agencies and in-house teams cannot do. Like I mentioned, when you run a campaign, there's absolutely no guarantee that it can generate your leads, typically mindshare only. And most of the time, they will have no mechanism to track how your leads take up this particular offer. And normally the running cost of big agencies will minimum of 1K to get started. And on top of that, you still need to spend about 1,000, 2,000 in that spend. And for Avocado Reach, as mentioned, because it's purely performance-based, for every lead, it is only $5 per lead, starting from $5 per lead. And remember, this $5 per lead is inclusive of ad spend. And to end my segment today, I have something very special for you here. We will offer, for anyone who is interested to get started on Avocado Reach, we will offer the first 50 leads absolutely free. And you heard me right, that includes ad spend and everything, no strings attached. If you want to try it out to see if it works for you, right now you can scan the QR code on the right hand side, or go to avocado or go to reach.avocadoapp.com, or simply email us at hello@avocado.me. And if you look at this specifically for Avocado Reach, we are not just sharing the risk with you. We are taking the risk first for you. You must be asking yourself, so why are we doing this today? We're doing this today because specifically now, during COVID-19, we see that a lot of retailers are really hurting. And I feel that Avocado, we're in a position that we're able to help. And if we can invest a little bit of money, just a little bit of money to help any merchant out there to get some more customers, some more orders, I think we should. And we will do whatever we can to help everyone to tide through these challenging times. So we want to help in any way that we can. So if you're keen to sign up and have more questions, you can scan the QR code, go to the website, or you can drop the email. So with that, I would like to end my segment and pass on the time to our guest speaker. And I want to share with you this very interesting thing. So in Avocado, most merchants on average, they have about 1,000 consumers per outlet. So if they are 2-outlet business or 3-outlet business, they have between 2,000 to 3,000 customers in their database. This is quite common, yeah? And for Sauté Group, the business that is founded by Ee Ren, they have 2 outlets and they have more than 20,000 consumers. You know, and the most important thing is not just about these 20,000 consumers. They are able to bring back these customers, 2,000 of them revisiting month on month. And this is on top of their vision for great food, great service, and it attests to their focus on consumer engagement. That's why we invited him to come and share a little bit more about his business and also how he overcomes this thing. So today we are very blessed to have the founder of Sauté Group, Ee Ren, to share with us about their amazing business. So I'm going to pass the time back to Cindy or just directly to Ee Ren. How's it?
No worries. Thank you, Eric, for your wonderful presentation and demos. Now we'll find out how for the CRM technology can actually help business owner. The next speaker will tell us about his background, struggle, and how he's overcome his struggle itself. Let us welcome Ee Ren.
Hi, very good afternoon, everybody. Indeed honored to be able to be here virtually, talking to everybody. Yeah, so thanks for the kind introduction. Thanks, Eric. So, thanks for the opportunity to be able to share about us and our business. So we are from Saute. My name is Ee Ren. So we currently have 2 restaurants with 2 different concepts, but Saute will always be a full plant-based and meatless dining restaurant concept. So since we started, we have actually always advocated this along this direction. And without further ado, I would like to share with everyone an introduction to our video, where you can see how our restaurant is, how it started. I will let the video do most of the talking.
Hey, hi, my name is Ee Ren. I'm one of the co-founders of Sauté Group. Sauté was founded in 2016, where we now have 2 other outlets at City Square Mall and Funan. Sauté is about green dining, good food, and getting people together. We really want to create a warm and cozy environment where people can get to enjoy with their friends and family, at the same time having nutritional and wholesome meals. So under Sauté Group, currently there is 2 different concepts. The first one is Sauté-san at City Square Mall, where it's more Japanese and Korean fusion kind of food. So for flavors by Sauté, it's more international cuisine, also fusion as well. The whole idea is actually still about green dining, so that people have more options and choices when they are at different outlets. One of the very important things when we started out Sauté is to minimize the use of mock meat. So if you were to go through our menu, you will see a lot of handmade product that is only available at our outlets. I grew up as a vegetarian when I was about 12 years old. So from then, a lot of times vegetarian was a lot about mock meats, where there are a lot of ingredients that shouldn't be inside, like coagulants and coloring, which was why we took a lot of pride into handmaking a lot of our products where it is natural, preservative-free, and at the same time it doesn't compromise on the taste profile. A lot of time and effort is put into R&D, into crafting out all these dishes. The most popular dish at Sauté will be orloak, which is a famous street food that can be found in Singapore. Every orloak takes at least 10 minutes to cook, which is why I can sense that the customer actually understands the quality of all of our orloak that is presented on their table. We also have vegan options, where it takes even longer just to prepare the vegan version of the dishes. But the objective is such that people who are vegan can actually also enjoy this particular dish. To bring our orloak to the next level, we introduced 2 more flavors, the mala and the truffle version, where it was very well received by the customers. I wanted to introduce a very big variety where anybody that step into my shop, where they are craving for any cuisines, they'll be able to find something in the menu. Sauté Group aims to attract more flexitarians so that people can also enjoy meatless cuisine. At the same time, we hope that everybody will enjoy good food and have a good time over here as well. I would like to thank all our customers. Without their support, we wouldn't be where we are today. So we also hope that we can develop more items, bringing plant-based food to another level.
The very important reason why we also focus a lot on technology, because even me myself, I'm not very technology savvy. So we work with partners who are technology savvy, and then we can come up together with solutions. So as you can see from the video, we actually started from a very humble restaurant in Bugis Cube, a very rundown place in a building, in the 2nd floor, not even having a full shop front. And we started from there, and then eventually we have our 2nd store at City Square Mall, and then eventually at Funan. So I also proudly to say that about 2 weeks ago, for our City Square Mall outlet, although we are a full plant-based restaurant, we also gotten our halal certification for that. Yeah. So it is indeed a very important milestone for us. We also want to debunk the myth that vegetarian restaurants actually don't need halal certification. Actually, there is a lot of misconception. Halal certification is not just about not having pork and all the thing. It also means that all the sauces, all the processors, everything that we use in the shop are halal certified products, and are suitable for them. So we have a lot of Muslim community that is asking us whether we are halal certified, and that is the reason why we embarked on this milestone as well. And thereafter, we went on to Funan, where is our latest outlet, where we also share mostly local cuisines also over there. So from that video, you have seen the outline of the restaurant and all this thing there already. So coming to that, when we have our first, we actually already wanted to embark on technology. That being said, we actually signed up with a company called Koipi, where we actually key in the points, we can track their points, the customer they come back, but that's about all. When I want to ask for customer data, I have to ask the salesperson, okay, can you help me download all these data? The data actually doesn't belong to me. I have to wait probably 1 week, depending on the schedule of the person, etc., and come back. And since then, we know that that is not the technology that we want. So we have embarked on Avocado using our CRM system. When we first have the demonstration by a salesperson, we saw that the feature was amazing. Yeah, it was, especially for me, it was mind blown. I haven't seen such a system having so many functions, so many features at one go. Of course, not all functions may be relevant to us, but we know that once we have this system, we are ready to have all these functions in one day or another that we want to adopt all this. So after the demonstration and all this thing, we know, okay, we go ahead and then we actually started adopting the system. So one very good thing is that all our counter staff was actually very enthusiastic about this. We make sure that all of them advocate this. We know that customer data is very important. If we don't have a counter staff, our frontline staff to get all these things, asking them to sign up, we won't have all these 22,000 information about our customers. So we make sure all of them advocate this. Once they are there, they always ask the customer whether you want to join. It's free and it takes less than 10 seconds to sign up. So this painstakingly process about this 1.5 to 2 years brought us to where we are from 0 customer to 22,000 customer database now.
And that's really amazing results, In your bar, it's like you are like 10 times better than the average. So it's really amazing.
Yeah, and I think with this, I think it's also the effort of our counter staff and also our desire that they must, at every customer, ask. And to the customers, it's very easy. They just key in a handphone number, key the PDPA, that's all. And then they can do the full sign up thereafter if we incentivize them and all the things. So now we have actually this data sitting so at the click of a button, we can download all these things. So when we all know that COVID-19 actually struck us a few months ago, dine-in actually no longer happen anymore. Everybody can only take away. How are we going to engage customer now? With no customer coming to our shop front or anything. So we actually have this 22,000 customers that we can fall back on.
Wow.
So now we have all this. We have their email, we have their birthday, we have their handphone number, we have all this information. We know how much they spend, who is the one that enrolled them. All this information are already ready set at my back end. So with the function that is available at Avocado, we export with the staff over there. The support is tremendous from Avocado. Whenever we want to do anything, we forgot how to use a certain function. The support staff from Avocado will always be there for us. They'll always be in this chat group in WhatsApp. They'll be ready to support us. So I really appreciate that. So for example, one of the time that we want to reach out, we tried using email marketing ourselves, free. But then we realized that it wasn't as easy as we thought, using MailChimp, is it? Yeah, and then it's very difficult. And then it's also costly, and it doesn't give us any result at all, to be honest.
One of the main reasons is because email marketing has one of the lowest open rates in terms of whatever you send to people. Most of the time, it is being filtered already by Google or by mail clients, and a lot of times people actually don't see that. And because there's so much marketing stuff that is on email, right? So a lot of times as consumers, we just glean through all this information, and therefore open rates becomes very, very low. When open rates are low, then what happens? The conversion rate is even lower. And that is one of the key reasons why, yes, we also help businesses to actually do email marketing on our system. We are integrated to MailChimp, but a lot of times we will just advocate specifically, okay, use SMS and many other different ways to actually engage and reach to the users, because the results are significantly higher. And in fact, since you touched on this particular point, right, I just want to share in terms of like the ROI for your advocate results.
Okay.
So just now I shared about Advocate, and that is specifically for Saute-san. They use for birthday. Very simple, right? On your birthday, I just send you something, right? And another one is that they also have a recovery. After a specific time, they also send a message. And the message is very innocent, very friendly one. There's no like, oh, I give you like $20 voucher or whatever. It's just a memory jogger. It's like, just remind them, hey, you came to Saute before. Can you remember almost some time back, right? You have a wonderful and flawless experience at Saute. Both the food is awesome, the service is great. And just by sending something like this, right, you guys will be amazed at the ROI that Advocate has sent them. For the combination of both birthday as well as recovery, they are having an ROI of more than 3.3%. So if I'm not mistaken, the birthday is 3.3%. No, not 3.3%. Sorry, 3.3 times. So the ROI is 3.3 times, and the that's for the birthday, and recovery is 3.8 times. That's almost 4 times. So if they put in $1, they're making additional revenue of $4, and that's really, really amazing. And I just kudos, to Ee Ren. You see, the thing is that we also have all different kinds of merchants that come onto Avocado, right? And a lot of them are like the genie in a bottle kind, they think that we are the genie. They rub the lamp, then the genie come out. What do you want? What do you want? And I think, that is fine because we are here to serve people, right? But I think a very important thing is that I think Ee Ren specifically, right, they have a very strong vision of their business, specifically about great food, not just great food, but responsible to the earth, and have incredible service. They are very customer centric, and more importantly, they surround their operations around being customer centric and helping and getting their staff, right, to really engage their customers, not because of monetary remuneration or whatever, simply because of the vision of the business, and they really believe in what I do is going to be beneficial to their customers. And I thought that is just really, really awesome, right? And actually the toughest job really was to just get the customer into the CRM, and the rest the CRM will do for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right. Thereafter, everything is whatever that we want, you'll crop out, and then just by the click of button, you'll be able to execute. Yeah.
Right. And also specifically, right? Yes.
Eric, I think to maximize the time for the Q&A, should we move on to the Q&A because they already have a Q&A?
Sure. Actually, there's one particular question I want to ask Ee Ren, and that is like, of the different I'm curious, right? There are many features on Avocado, right? So of all the features that we have, which ones are the ones that you really love?
I think the one that we really like is the SMS and the one-time offer.
I see.
These two options. Yeah.
Fantastic. So actually, I want to talk about the one-time offer. Actually, it's the QR offers that you guys have seen, right? So I'm just going to share my screen very, very quickly, yeah? Okay. So right now, you guys can see this particular QR code, right? So this QR code can easily be created on the Avocado backend to create this particular offer. So specifically for the Sauté Group, right now, they actually have this particular QR code that they cannot just put on put on banners and stuff like that. They can also have the specific link to tie to their Facebook ads or to anything that they can get this QR code out. And right now, guys, if you are right now seeing this presentation, what you can do right now, if you help me, is that you take your mobile phone and you scan the QR code. And what's going to happen is that you can get to experience, right, that you are able to, as a visitor also, okay, if you imagine you're a consumer also, when you scan the QR code and you also experience going to the landing page for Sauté San, and by simply entering your mobile number in less than a few seconds, right, what happens is that you now have this 10% off promo code in your account, and you can go to sautesandelivery.sg and you can use this discount. And this is how actually we start the process. If you remember the customer engagement pyramid, right? What happens is that we start to engage people whether they are at the suspect or prospect level and bring them to become a customer. And now we do it not at the retail store, but the online store. And I think that's the really cool thing about what we have done in our partnership together with Sauté Group. So back to the Q&A.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is great. I think we heard that SMS and all is definitely one thing. And in fact, when you're showing it, I was actually feeling hungry, and I personally prefer, to eat some natural food. So thanks to you guys, I get a $10 kind of discount on that front.
Yeah, and it's really nice. The food is really, really fantastic. I mean, first and foremost, I am not a flexitarian. I'm a budgetarian. And when my partner Joel brought me to Saute Sun, I said, wow, this one vomit wow, you sure or not? Wow, you look at my size, you know, everything vomit. Wow, but I tried it, it's really amazing. Guys, you really have to try it all. You must go and scan the QR code. And you go to the online store, you go and get the mala all. I think, wow, steady, really very awesome.
I think we should definitely try that. And during this period, you do delivery as well, right, Ee Ren?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But anyway, talking about wage, you know, we have a question that is posted by Ricky over here. I think he's asking, you know, because I think we talked a little bit about mobile number. It's as simple as, you know, a few seconds, you get a mobile number in, you get a membership. Of course, the question mark in our head, besides mobile number, are there other kind of information we collect? And how do we collect those information? So maybe that question might be posted more to Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me answer that, right? So we have designed the whole thing so that it's really very elegant. So the last thing that the consumer want to do at the shop is to enter all this information, correct? Yep. On Avocado, the very interesting thing is that I started off our presentation, we have more than 1.1 million consumers on our platform. And of these 1.1 million consumers on our platform, more than 30+% are fully registered. So what it means is that if someone comes into the store, and when they enter the mobile number, what we do is we send them a message, something that actually Cindy has received just now in the demonstration. And it says something like, oh, hi, welcome to Star Cafe. If you want to protect your points and rewards, you click on this particular link. And you link you specifically to the consumer PWA, of which no native app to download, and can proceed to go and fill in to sign up this particular information. That will include like name, email address, birthdays, and a few other important information. They only need to do this once in the lifetime of Avocado. And the most amazing thing is that when they do this, right, and they go to the specific merchant and other participating Avocado merchants, and they agree the PDPA is what we see as information that is given to the merchants to access this information.
Got it. So what is some of the information that we capture in that case?
Typically is specifically for the merchants, other than the fact that they have the personal data of like the merchant. So obviously if it's another merchant, right, so you won't able to get to see if you are like Ee Ren, he's in Saute Sun, right, then I won't get to show his competitor information. He only has access to his own information.
Got it. So there's a firewall on that front. And
right.
you know, a lot of times when we are in F&B and all, right, we always ask this question, you know, we have this system, that system, so many systems. I don't know about Ee Ren itself, maybe a question Ee Ren itself. You know, just wondering, how many systems do you have, you know, you work with at this point in time?
If you actually only have one, because when we adopted Avocado, we already kind of know that this is something that was long-standing. We will want this system.
Yeah.
Because all the functions that we want are already there. For example, today we don't want to run points. We want to run cashback.
Yeah.
We are ready. And we don't have to pay. The module is already there. Today we want to run something else. It's all already there. Yeah. So I think there are 8 to 10 different functions that you can choose from. Yeah. So we actually only use one.
Yeah, and of course, like, you know, the kind of brain and the engine behind a lot of the purchases, transactions, and all lies within the POS system, right? So I believe Eric has some integration to certain POS system as well at this moment.
Yes, that's correct.
So what are some of the POS system that you have integration with?
Right. Our strongest partner will definitely be Santoyo, and we love to work with them simply because they are very proactive. They are also a pre-approved PSG vendor, and we work very, very closely with them. We also integrate with a few other POS, but our strongest relationship will be with Santoyo.
I see. Well, what about POSes at this moment that is not, you know, a partner of yours? Are you able to do the integration, or is there any workaround that, you know, a typical, you know, kind of vendor can do at this moment?
Yes, actually, it's a great question because more than 80% of our deployments that are in Singapore as well as in Thailand, more than 80%, they actually are not POS integrated. What happens? Yeah. So most of the time, what happens is that you'll be very, very surprised because we actually do have merchants that actually come to us and say that, hey, we want a solution that is not POS integrated. Because a lot of times when they want POS integration is because they think that it will be faster, it will be more error-free, and it will prevent fraud. But when it's POS integrated, what happens is that sometimes it gets to the point that it actually fails on the actual ringing up of the sale transaction. So, and they actually cause a lot of problems with regards to syncing of the information between the POS as well as the CRM. That's why we love to work with Santoyo, because as of now, our partnership has been flawless. Whenever it's integrated, the information is passed through very quickly. And if there are integration that POS wants to do, we are very happy to do it together with them. We have an open API and very happy to go and work together with them to actually do the integration. Yeah.
I see. You know, that question was actually a question posted by Julia, and I think that's a follow-up question. I think two questions that she has on hand. You know, one of them is very practical, you know, kind of question. You know, what are the kind of grants, you know, qualify for your kind of program? I think you mentioned a bit of PSG, but is there any other grants you can tap on? That's the first question. And I think her second question lies more on the fact that, you know, besides F&B and retail, do you have other industry case studies, or what other industries usually would have used your kind of application?
Right. So I think the few of the very, very successful industries that use avocado other than F&B, and we have many different. Today, my presentation is more targeted toward F&B, but we have a lot of success with regards to retail. For example, this particular brand called Gadget Mix. So Gadget Mix have like 20 over outlets across, and they very, very successfully use our system. And across the entire group, they have more than 100,000 consumers on the platform for them to use the marketing automation to re-engage these customers. These guys are also very focused. They have a customer-centric view, and also they believe that retaining an existing customer, it is significantly more valuable than acquiring new customers. And other than retail, we also have a lot of hair salons, beauty businesses that actually use our system to do exactly the same thing, to very quickly bring them into a CRM and re-engage them using marketing automation. So these are the few key ones that we do, and we also some very obscure ones. For example, car grooming, right? Some car grooming businesses they swear by avocado simply because it is very easy to use. Enter the mobile number, and all the information is there. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see some of them. Yeah,
I understand. And maybe, Eric,
with regards to grants, I'm just going to touch on very quickly. So as of now, Julia asked is that are we considered a part of the new digital transformation scheme, therefore eligible for the 10K grant? I believe this is the new thing that was announced in the recent announcement, which is like if you take on this digitalization thing, the government will give you not just a grant, but actually a bonus of 2,000, 3,000, and 5,000. As of now, I can't share a lot, but I think we're in the process of getting that approved, and I think it could be announced very, very, very shortly, I hope. However, more importantly is that avocado is already PSG pre-approved. And what it means is that, for example, the cost of running avocado for one outlet in the first year, which is $5,000, it is now being supported at 80%, and therefore the upfront cost for the business per one outlet is only 1,001 in the first year. And now with additional add-on programs, this $1,000 can actually be reduced to as low as $100. So if you want to find out more, just reach out to us. Email us at hello@avocado.me, or just go to our website, or just search avocado app on Google, and likely will show up.
Yeah, and I think this is probably about right time whereby, you know, government trying to push for the whole digitalization and for the adoption of technology. And of course, with that question itself, you know, maybe a question posed to Ee Ren over here. You know, now that you have adopted technology, what are some of the challenges and some of the kind of plus point? How do you get your staff to be all ready to get into, you know, kind of this whole loyalty program? Because a lot of times in digitalization, it's really about getting the buy-in for your people on the ground. Are there any steps or things that you do specifically to help incentivize your staff to go ahead and use technology?
Yeah, can you repeat your question again?
Yeah, so I think the question lies more from the point of view that, you know, a lot of times in a lot of SMEs and small companies, what happened is this. The bosses will love to adopt technology and want to drive technology. But of course, it's always the ground staff that's the one that's very resistant. So I'm just wondering whether, you know, in the early days of adopting technology, do you have any of these challenges faced? And, you know, what are some of the things you do to kind of overcome this aspect of things?
Yeah. So I think it starts from the top down.
Yep.
So me and my partners are all very open for that.
Yep.
We adopt technology. We know that the big data, the AI, all these things are the upcoming trend. So we wanted to start early. So with this in mind, we always then kind of, when we also bring this culture to our staff, we tell them why they are doing this. What is it for? You know, this will bring in revenue for the company. This will bring in, this will be a good training ground for you to talk to customer. So we give them objectives so that they know that this is not just, the boss just asked me to do, execute this, I will execute this. So when they have a mission in mind, they know what is the point. I think that's the reason why all our staff adhere to this, and then they all collect the data, and that's how we eventually receive 22,000 customer data.
I understand. Yeah. So it's a very top, directed initiative, but at the same time on the ground, you have to do really a lot of, kind of explanation and making sure that they understand rationale so that they have the buy-in on that front. What about Eric? You work with so many clients, you have 500 customers, 700 outlets. What are some of the feedback that you got from clients when it comes to implementation? And, is there anything that Avocado helps to make sure that the clients are successful in implementing the software?
Yes. I think one thing we take a lot of pride in our business really is our customer success. And we have a very, very strong customer success team. They have not just a few months of experience, but they have years of experience dealing with the merchants. And I think they have seen all many different kinds of merchants, many different challenges. And a lot of times is that, my staff don't want to use a system, very resistant. Or sometimes actually it's the boss themselves. They just want to buy something and then hopefully it's a silver bullet and it works. And I think the very interesting thing is that we have learned how to navigate these different challenges, whether it is with the bosses, the middle management, or actually the ground staff themselves. There are many different strategies that we actually adopt, and there's no one size that fit all. But I think one very important thing is that we actually have this particular feature in our system that is called the health of consumer engagement for the business across different outlets. And this is actually interesting because a lot of times if they actually do not know the metric of whether we're doing well or not, they actually do not know whether they should actually do more from whether it's the ground staff or whether it's the management. So imagine if you have 3 outlets, right? And if the health bar of one is in green, constantly at a very high level of engagement, and one is in red, and one is in orange, okay? And if you are the management, you look at it and you wonder, how come this one is in green and how this is in red? So something showing like a matrix of this, right, already can actually help them, both the management and the staff, to have some sort of like it's like, hey, I'm red, so maybe our guys, we need to when the customer come in, we need to more regularly ask the question, or even just let them explain that our business actually have a membership program. Our business actually have something they want to engage you, and we want to get to know you as our customer. And I think that's very lacking in Singaporean culture, Singaporean SMEs, where they just want to, it's very transactional. I just want, you come in, the more you come in, I just buy. And that's something that we can learn from the Westerners.
I understand.
And Ee Ren also, you see 22,000 customers, respect.
Yeah, that is really, kind of impressive. And, no one expects COVID to strike, right? And the 22,000 definitely is going to help you because you have a database of people you reach to. Which kind of goes on to, Raj's question over here. Basically it's asking, how will you describe your system driving food deliveries, traffic during this time, COVID period? And, what kind of marketing will you do to help, drive this traffic to the outlet? So, of course, one of them is using this database, Avocado. But is there any other marketing or any other areas that you have been doing with this data that you have to kind of engage your customer? Or is it just purely Avocado, the SMS automation that you're using at this moment?
Okay, so currently, what we do is that we run like the one-time offer or SMS where we already put in, okay, we can customize the SMS message that we want. For example, here is $10 for every $50 you spend. Straight away in the SMS, I give you the link to my online delivery platform. So you can actually straight away click. Or if you can straight away click and then you are already inside. And then probably in the SMS, you can also put in the promo code. For example, Sauté San Makan. That's what we want because we recently got halal approval. So that's how we also can engage the Muslim community as well. So when we are engaging them, we put in like Sauté San Makan. You can claim a $10 or $50. So that's how we can engage them. And then once they are there, they can go in and then they put in this promo code. They are our customers already. Yeah. So this is how easy the whole thing flow is.
So basically what happens is that, besides just current 22,000 database that you have, you can also easily send an SMS or QR code. You can actually win customers because of certain promotion that you give them at the end of the day as well. And of course, sometimes it could be word of mouth as well. It could be that, they know of this promotion, they send it to everyone. Just to share, my condo itself was featured in the news. And what happened was that we had this group buy thing, whereby, actually a lot of our neighbors and all group together to just buy the, meals and all. And, in situations like this, a simple QR code and SMS, can be shared with the whole, kind of what we like to call kampong, the whole group of us, and everyone become aware that there is such a, kind of restaurant, and eventually you capture the database within the condo itself. So those are some of the things that potentially look at. But of course, I think the other question coming from Ricky at this moment is from the point of view that I know, Ee Ren, you used to experiment with other membership program, right?
Yeah.
Actually, do you start on those membership program or it didn't take off at all with the other software?
We actually was all along very conscientious in collecting all those data as well. But in the end, it doesn't belong to us because let's say when we request for certain items, all these things, we always are at the mercy of the salesperson. And there was this period of time where this system actually they just run away.
I understand.
And then the whole data just got lost because I didn't have the latest data anymore.
Got it. Actually, that's a very important point because, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you have the data because you build the data over a period of time. You want to make sure that you still own it. So the ownership of it. But of course, I think the question from Ricky over here is more from the point of view that, you used to have a membership program. How's the kind of, migration effort and integration period? How do you kind of transit from the, from the old membership system to the new membership system?
Yeah. So initially, we of course have like outdated kind of data. So as much as we can, we know some of the points. We actually then do use our own SMS system to send out to the customer to say that, we will be ending the one for this particular system. Then if they want, they can come to the store and then sign up for another system where we will then give you whatever points that you have left on our previous system. So that kind of like we didn't cheat them of their old points. And at the same time, incentivize them to sign up with the new system, and then we can get all this data from them.
I see. So you do a bit of a carrot over here. But of course, to kind of incentivize them and move on the new system. But of course, back to Eric itself, what if they have a membership program and a membership system at this moment, is there a way or a support that, Avocado provides them in terms of doing this migration or, this transition period? How do they kind of capture the database from the old system to the new system?
Right. So absolutely, like I mentioned, our customer success team is really strong, and we have many merchants that obviously have also existing programs that actually do not work for them. Sometimes they just use Excel. I think the most important thing for us is that we just want to make sure, and especially with CRMs, right, whether if the original data is clean with an agreed PDPA timestamp on the previous system, whether it's on paper or whether it's with Excel or whether it's an old system. If there is, right, then we can definitely import this data into it. And we'll be able to also import like the points or cashback, store value, and all different kinds of stuff. We've done that for many different merchants already very successfully. But the biggest challenge is this: if a merchant do not have an agreed PDPA with the consumer, by right, even if they input this data in, we will leave it as the PDPA is not enrolled. And they need to actually go to the shop and actually click on the button and say, I agree to let you use my information. While they're in the system, but so while it is in the system, it is imported with the points and stuff like that. The merchant actually still cannot market to them yet.
I see. So that is basically the kind of support you provide in terms of migration. And of course, it goes to the question that, how much work is involved in the setup. So what do you think? how much work does the owner or the customer need to be involved in the setup and also on a regular basis?
Right. So we've done something very special with IMDA as well as ESG. Essentially, everything that needs to be done, avocado per outlet is $150 per month. And we realized that we need to have all the entire package with regards to training, understanding what they require, coming out with all different kinds of strategies to actually handle this, have personnel to help them with onboarding, get them trained on the ground, get them trained in terms of the management. And we come up with a very simple package of $5,000 for the first year, inclusive of the first year of running for avocado at $5,000, and with PSG grant support is 80% support. So at the end of the day, it's a net cost of $1,001 for the businesses. And I think it is really amazing. And so after the first year, it's just $150 per outlet per month.
And from effort perspective, definitely setup is really totally, kind of supported by your customer success team. So you are here to really make sure that, things are set up in the right way. Effort-wise, it's almost just, giving the instruction and giving the necessary, kind of information. But besides that, your customer success will help you a lot of it, right, at this moment.
That's correct. And like I mentioned, right, there are different genres of merchants. Some are really savvy, sophisticated, and they're all clear on how to actually engage customers. Some are they actually have no clue. And we do not discriminate anyone. Our job here also is to educate them on the importance of consumer engagement. And at any level they are, we just want to up-level them to the next level, right? And by us just sharing our insights and know-how, our intention really is to help them to actually be focused on re-engaging their customers.
Yeah.
By doing that, their businesses will flourish.
Got it.
Yeah.
So really, it's really almost easy to set up. Maintenance is low, but you get all the insights you need. You get the ability to kind of reach out at the end of the day. Okay, I think that was probably we're probably coming to the end of this whole kind of session itself. Maybe just to end off the whole thing, maybe let's just kind of quick thing. Maybe during this period of time in the topic of customer engagement itself, perhaps Eric and Ee Ren might want to just do a one-liner or an advice that you would give to business owners itself. How do we actually strategize to engage customers using strategy? What is one main advice you would give to business owners? So maybe let's start with Eric.
Okay. The very interesting thing is that I think by now everyone knows that COVID-19 is an unprecedented crisis. Mm-hmm. And with every crisis comes with unexpected problems.
Yep.
But with every crisis, other than unexpected problems, there are also unprecedented opportunities. So I personally have gone through a number of crises in my in my professional career. .com bubble burst, 9/11, SARS, global financial crisis. And if there's one thing that I learned about crisis, that don't waste a crisis.
Okay.
And there are, it's important for us to, while there are challenges and negative emotions that we're dealing with, right, to constantly be on the lookout for practical and financial opportunities for your business. In whatever stage you are in, it's always possible to have those opportunities come up to you and for you to seize the day for that. There are some very practical things that I can share in a very short amount of time. But I think this is if there's the last word I want to share with everyone is do not waste a crisis.
Got it. And if anyone on the line wants to know more about practical advice and all, feel free to reach out to Eric over here. I'm sure he will have a good session with you. What about Ee Ren? What is one advice you will give to business owner during this period? Based on
I think with this COVID-19, the biggest conclusion that we have is that the technology revolution. The minister have also shared how many people have adopted technology within this short period of time. Within this is almost unprecedented. The amount of people that is adopting this. So I would think that moving forward, we have to marry together with technology. I think probably like a love-hate relationship with our pals. So for me, I'm not so technology savvy. So we need something that is simple and yet works and work together, and you adopting all these solutions. For example, like now we cannot do dine-in. What can we do? we only can couple all this technology to reach out to customer to tell them that we have takeaway. Probably we have e-mart coming, e-commerce coming. We have to evolve and all this. So everything that I mentioned over here all requires certain form of technology, and all these things. When you need to let people know, then marketing is involved. Where then we'll need people think things like CRM and all this thing to constantly remind people that there is this thing out there, go and buy from there. Yeah, so this is the thing that I learned from this whole period.
Definitely, I think it's a period whereby everyone, they were saying, right, digital transformation is driven by COVID-19, not by the CEO, not by the CTOs or anyone else, but really by
everybody.
And now we are all embracing technology, including more webinars as well. So anyway, thanks for Eric and Ee Ren to come on the call. Thanks Cindy for also and hosting. I think the key thing over here is that we are actually holding a whole range of business solutions that we can provide to various SME owners to let you be exposed into what's there available in the market. And of course, for those of you who are interested to reach out, I believe that we'll follow up with an email with Eric's email and all into it. So feel free to reach out to Eric's team. I think they were happy to share with you the practical advice that is there, that you can use at this moment to build your database, so that with the database you can engage and even grow your customer base. So thanks for your time over here, and really appreciate the time that all of us are here, and let's see how we can digital transform together.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for having me as well. Thank you.